My name is Chebin. In this video lecture, I am going to present about the topic rotary air compressor in the subject thermal engineering. As we know, the reciprocating air compressor, the maximum delivery pressure may be 1000 bar. So here in a rotary air compressor, the maximum delivery pressure is 10 bar only. So the rotary air compressor, the air is entrapped between two sets of engaging surface and the pressure of air is increased by squeezing action or backflow of the air. So this type of rotary air compressor is suitable for large discharge of air at low pressure. Then the maximum free air discharge is high as 3000 meter cube per minute. The speed of air compressor is high. The air in rotary compressor will supply the air continuously. The size of air compressor is small for the same discharge as compared to the reciprocating air compressor. Here, there is no balancing problem. The lubricating system is simple. The air delivered is more clean as it does not come in contact with the lubricating oil. Then types of rotary air compressor. There are many types of rotary air compressors. The first one is Roots blower compressor, vane blower compressor, centrifugal blower compressor, and axial flow compressor. The first two compressors are popularly known as positive displacement compressors, whereas the last two are non-positive displacement compressors. The positive displacement compressors are not very popular from the practical point of view. However, they have some academic importance. The only important rotary compressor is the centrifugal blower compressor. Roots blower compressor. A roots blower compressor in its simplest form consists of two rotors with lobes rotating in an airtight casing which has inlet and outlet ports. Its action resembles with that of a gear pump. There are many designs of wheels, but they generally have two or three lobes. In all cases, their action remains the same. The lobes are so designed that they provide an airtight joint at the point of their contact. In roots blower compressor, the mechanical energy is provided to one of the rotor from some external source, while the other is gear driven from the first. As the rotors rotate, the air at atmospheric pressure is trapped in the pockets formed between the lobes and casing. The rotary motion of the lobes delivers the entrapped air into the receiver. Thus, more and more flow of air into the receiver increases its pressure. Finally, the air at a high pressure is delivered from the receiver. When the rotating globe uncovers the exit port, some air flows back into the pocket from the receiver. It is known as backflow process. The air which flows from the receiver to the pocket gets mixed up with the entrapped air. The backflow of air continues till the pressure in the pocket and the receiver is equalized. Thus, the pressure of air entrapped in the pocket is increased at constant volume entirely by the backflow of air. The backflow process The air is delivered to the receiver by the rotation of the lobes. Vane blower compressor. A vane blower compressor, in its simplest form, consists of a disc rotating eccentrically in an airtight casing with inlet and outlet ports. The disc has a number of slots, generally 4 to 8, containing vanes. When the rotor rotates the disc, the vanes are pressed against the casing due to centrifugal force and form airtight pockets. The mechanical energy is provided to the disk from some external source. As the disk rotates, the air is trapped in the pockets formed between the vanes and casing. First of all, the rotary motion of the vanes compresses the air. When the rotating vane uncovers the exit port, some air under high pressure flows back into the pocket in the same way as we discussed in the Roots blower compressor. Thus, the pressure of air entrapped in the pocket is increased first by decreasing the volume and then by backflow of air. Now the air is delivered to the receiver by the rotation of the vanes. Finally, the air at high pressure is delivered from the receiver. Centrifugal compressor. A centrifugal blower compressor, in its simplest form, consists of rotor, also called as impeller, to which a number of curved vanes are fitted symmetrically. The rotor rotates in an airtight volt casing with inlet and outlet points. The casing for the compressor is so designed that the kinetic energy of the air is converted into pressure energy before it leaves the casing. The mechanical energy is provided to the rotor from some external source. As the rotor rotates, it sucks air through its eye, increases its pressure due to centrifugal force, and forces the air to flow over the diffuser. The pressure of air is further increased during its flow over the diffuser. Finally, the air at high pressure is delivered to the receiver. It will be interesting to know that the air enters the impeller radially and leaves the vanes axially. The curved vanes as well as the diffuser are so designed that the air enters and leaves their tips tangentially without shock. Their surface is made very smooth in order to minimize the frictional losses. The work done by a centrifugal compressor may be found out either by the velocity triangles or otherwise. Axial flow compressor. An axial flow compressor in its simplest form consists of a number of rotating blade rows fixed to a rotating drum. The drum rotates inside an airtight casing to which are fixed stator blade rows. The blades are made of aerofoil section to reduce the loss caused by turbulence and boundary separation. The mechanical energy is provided to the rotating shaft, which rotates the drum. The air enters from the left side of the compressor as the drum rotates. The air flows through the alternately arranged stator and rotor. As the air flows from one set of stator and rotor to another, it gets compressed. Thus, successive compression of the air In all the sets of stator and rotor, the air is delivered at a high pressure at the outlet point. Thank you.